Okay, so we are going to learn about Purim. Holiday of Purim is coming up really soon. So we're learning from my favorite book, B'Yam Darkecha, written by Rav Meir Morgenstern, and he always, in all topics he talks about, he gets to the essence of what we're trying to do in our Judaism, how we can connect to Hashem on a very deep inner level. This book is for the soul. This is for our neshama. So let's talk about Purim. So he says, from all of the Yomim Tovim, all Jewish holidays of the entire year, the one that is most hidden is Purim. Now, even though, if you look at Purim from an external point of view, there's a whole lot going on. There's a lot of mitzvahs of the day. There's various things that we do during the day. We give gifts to each other. We have a special meal. We drink. We hear the Megillah, right? There's all kinds of things. And there's this feeling of happiness that we're aiming for in Purim.
Megillah is the story of Purim.
Yeah, Megillah is the story of Purim, which we read in Shul. But still, the understanding of the essence of the day is still often hidden. And a lot of people might actually feel missing after Purim is over. You might go through Purim, and it might be a lot of fun, and you might walk away from Purim feeling a loss of something like a negative feeling. And even those who try to connect to the day properly, and they learn, and they say Tehillim, and they pray, and they try to do things properly, they might still feel that there's still a lot more they can take out of the day. Purim is the most hidden holiday of the year. And the reason for that is because your neshama your soul feels the greatness of the light of Purim that there is on this holy, holy day, but it didn't merit to actually acquire what it wanted to out of Purim. So your soul speaks soul language, okay? So your soul understands the essence of every Yom Tov, of everything, of every deep way of connecting to Hashem. And it goes to Purim, and it's like excited. Okay, I'm ready for this. This is going to be amazing. Purim is like the holiest day of the year. As a matter of fact, Yom Kippur is called Yom HaKippurim. Yom Kippur, which is known as the holiest day of the year, really could be read as the day that is similar to Purim. So Purim is, in a way, even higher than Yom Kippur. And your neshama knows that, and it's really excited coming into Purim. And then if it walks out of Purim and it feels it got gypped, and it feels it didn't get what it saw was coming, then it gets a little sad, a little bummed out, like, oh, that was such a shame. There was so much potential there, and I missed out on that kind of potential. Okay, so how do we understand the essence of what this day is really all about? So in order to merit, to feel, and to really acquire the inner essence of this holy day, we have to first understand with clarity what it's all about. We have to really know what it teaches us, what it gives us, how it's supposed to inspire us. And the first step to doing that is understanding what we're so happy about on Purim. Okay? We know that there's a mitzvah to be happy. Simcha on Purim is a big deal. What are we being happy about? So now, of course, we know that there was a story on Purim. There's a story. We're happy and thankful to Hashem for the great miracle that He did, saving the Jewish people thousands of years ago. But even with that, even though we know that story, many people find that it's hard for them to really feel this happiness in their heart on something that happened to their ancestors many, 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 many years ago. Okay, I think that's very relatable. Yeah, we know that there was this great story, and our great whatever grandparents were saved from being killed, and that's pretty awesome, but that's not necessarily so relatable in this day and age, so many years later. So, and another thing we want to try to understand, okay, he's setting us up here for what we're trying to get out of Purim, is what is this great light that enters us at the time of hearing Megillah? Okay, hearing Megillah is not like when I sit down with my kids before bedtime and read them a story, right? Or we're sharing story time. Story time, all Jewish people gather in a synagogue and we're going to share stories. That's not what Megillah is about. There's some great experience that we can tap into by Megillah. What is that all about? What is all these mitzvahs about? We have a mitzvah to give money to the poor on Purim. What's that really all about? We have a mitzvah to give charity on Purim. What's that all about? And what's the difference between the two? Okay, we always say, that's what he's saying. He's saying there's always a mitzvah to give charity. On Purim, there's a special mitzvah to give charity. Okay, what does that mean? What is different about that? What is the essence of the mitzvah of Mishloach Manos? The mitzvah that on Purim we give packages, we give food gifts to people. Nothing to do with poor or rich. You'll give the richest person food as well, right? So you're giving that, but the whole year round we have a mitzvah to love your brother like yourself. It's also a mitzvah. V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. So what's unique about Purim that we're giving gifts? So there's a lot to learn about. And definitely something important to understand is what's with the drinking. Why do we need a drink? We have a mitzvah on Purim to drink a nice amount of wine. What is the purpose of that? What are we supposed to have in mind when we're doing that? What are we supposed to feel? Where's that supposed to take us? And if a person doesn't put in the work to understand the essence of what this is about, then it's possible that a Jew can sit by his Purim meal and he could want to participate in the essence of Purim, and he's going to drink, and he wants to be happy, and he wants to tap into all of it, but in the essence of his heart, you know what he's asking himself? What's the big deal? What am I so happy about right now? It's like all this party, like what am I being so happy about? But when we'll have clarity in what we're really trying to do, and what the message that this day is trying to teach us, then with the help of Hashem, we'll be able to work on this properly. We'll be able to strengthen ourselves to be able to know what we're trying to do and to merit, with the help of Hashem, to feel how the light of Purim is going to elevate us to a whole new level. Okay? And then we can merit to really acquire this, to acquire the light of this day in a way that it'll stay with us all year round. That's our goal. All right? Should we, let's continue a little bit? Let's learn how to, he's like getting us curious. This is a great teaser, no? This is a great teaser. If we were promoting this class, we'd put out this teaser. Come here and find out how you can do all this. Because the questions he's setting up, I think, are awesome. These are very profound, very basic. What are we trying to do on Purim? So he continues to say that the of Purim, the light of Purim, is to recognize, drum roll, what are we trying to internalize on Purim? Ein Eid Movadai. That there is nothing else besides Hashem in the world. Hashem is one. Hashem is the essence of the entire world, and nothing else exists besides Him. There is no other powers or abilities or realities besides Hashem. So it says in the holy books, in the Svarim, that on the holiday of Purim, Hashem reveals Himself in this world in a very, very clear way, without any hiddenness. Okay, now we might know that on Shabbos this happens as well also. Every Shabbos Hashem reveals Himself in a more clear way than He does during the week. But apparently Purim is like a whole nother level of this. On this holy day, His light is revealed in this world, the light of Emes, that Hashem is our God and that there is nobody else but Him. Hashem hu Elokim ein od movadai. And this light can go into us and radiate even our physical selves and the darkness that we might live in, the painful or difficult experiences that we might go through. Oh yeah, could I trouble you to close the door, please? And then, with this, we can merit to see in our very physical world the oneness of Hashem, and to recognize and feel that Hashem is everything. Simple as that. Hashem is everything. And we could feel our emunah, we could feel our faith, and our faith is not an idea, okay? Sometimes, if you're not feeling emunah on the level that it should be, emunah is an idea. You have lots of ideas. Yeah? Everybody's got lots of ideas in their mind, and one of them is their faith in Hashem. But if you experience emunah on a high enough level, it's not an external idea. It becomes part of your reality. This faith is one with your soul. During the miracle of Purim, it was revealed that Hashem rules over everything, because He caused incredible things to happen, right? The Purim story, without getting into all the details, was very different from let's say the Exodus from Egypt, of course, because it wasn't open miracles. The Purim story was Hashem orchestrating events in the world in line with Teva, in line with nature. Nothing supernatural happened at the Purim story. It's a mind-blowing story. It's an incredible story. And it's clear how Hashem, intervened to save the Jewish people in this story. But technically, it was all within the confines of nature. And with that, he shows how he actively runs the world. Now, this happened many years ago, right? This story that demonstrated this happened many years ago. But the energy of this reality comes back every single year. So this powerful light that he used to illuminate the world at that time, which canceled out all of the hiddenness, everything that might have been covering up Hashem was basically disappeared, and everybody was able to see how clearly Hashem helped the Jewish people. And he revealed the greatness of his name. This comes back every single year. Okay, now we're laying the foundation of what this energy is on Purim. This light comes back every single year. So we have the ability to somehow tap into that on Purim. And with the power of this light, every single Jew can merit to feel in a tangible way with his entire heart and soul a clear feeling, a understanding of the truth of reality that Hashem is always the only one guiding our world. He's the only one who has the ability to guide things and to bring us in the place that we need to get to, and there's no power competing with him or working independently of him, right? Even the distractions that he sends us are from him. Even the Yetzer Hara that is there, that could cause so much distance between us and Hashem, that's also from him. So we could recognize that only Hashem is the real truth, and all of the hiddenness of the world automatically is going to disappear when that happens. Okay, let's learn one more piece, and one more short part of that. So Hashem created this display of his oneness at the Purim story. Okay, it's not a story where he made flashy miracles, but it's a story where he showed that even in a world of exile, even in a dark world, he's guiding us. And he was able to do that without any open miracles. Everybody was able to recognize that Hashem is helping the Jewish people. That is a feeling that we need so badly in this exile, right? In Gullus. This is what we need. When we're thinking, how am I going to connect to Hashem more? Probably our mind is not going, I wish Hashem would just make an open miracle and just light up the sky with a direct message to me. That's not how we go. We say, I wish Hashem would show me that he's here, right? I wish I would see that Hashem's guiding my life. I wish I got a wink from him once in a while. So when he orchestrates events in line with the rules of nature, that is an amazing thing for us to experience. So this is what he showed on Purim, and every single year, this energy comes back. We say this by every holiday. There's a specific energy by every Yom Tov of the whole year that we could tap into, and it could take us to a very, very special place. So on Purim, it's the reality that even in exile, Hashem is here, and he's guiding our world, and there's nothing but him. And when a person understands this properly, when this is clear in your mind that it's only Hashem that is doing everything, no matter what's happening in my life, good or bad or anything in between, it's all Hashem, that brings the greatest joy in the world. That brings simcha, because he knows that everything is only from Hashem. And therefore, everything that happens to him and everything that passes in front of him, everything he experiences himself, witnesses, he sees, anything that happens is all from Hashem. And if it's all from Hashem, it must be the best it could possibly be. Kol ma she'over alav, anything that passes by him, kol ma she'yikra, and anything that happens, ze hachi tov sheyachal liyos, is the best it could possibly be, because it's all from Hashem. And a person who lives like this is never going to be sad. He's never going to be stressed. He's not going to be sad. He's not going to have anxiety and stress on what is going to happen, what's going to happen in the future. He's going to experience joy with everything that happens because he's happy in Hashem. He's happy that he has the greatest father in the world, in Shemayim, in heaven, that's looking over. A father that's able to do everything, and that everything goes through him. And he loves us so much, and he wants only good for us. And when we feel that, Nagila v'nismachavach, then we will rejoice and we will be happy in him, with him. Okay, so just to summarize what we learned about today, and we'll stop with this. The Purim is not just a story that happened a long time ago. The mitzvahs, which we didn't get into in depth, but all the mitzvahs of the day are not just little things that we do. It's understandable that you might go through Purim and you don't know exactly what you are supposed to take out of it. And if that happens, Purim's over, and you might feel like a low. And that low is disappointment of your neshama, the way I understand this. Your neshama is disappointed. It was anticipating something so awesome. If it didn't get to it, it's such a letdown for the neshama. So we want to avoid that. We don't want to let down our neshama. We don't want to let down our neshama. So we want to try to understand what it is on Purim that we're trying to get to, what our neshama is trying to get to. And the first point that he makes about this is that Hashem showed that he's running the world, even within the rules of nature. It's him running the world. The Purim story showed us that in a very, very clear way. And every single year, that energy comes back. So our goal on Purim is going to be to feel with absolute clarity that it is only Hashem that is running our world, all within the confines of nature. And when you really feel that, there's no joy greater than that. That simcha will automatically come, because you know that you have a Father in heaven who loves you so much, and everything that happens comes from him. So it's not like Hashem gives good and the devil gives bad. Hashem gives good, and Hashem gives what we think as bad, but because it's coming from Hashem, it can't possibly be bad. If we think about this and contemplate this, we'll get rid of sadness and anxiety and worry and stress over now, stress over the future, worry over the past. All this is automatically going to disappear. So let's stop with that. Let's try to think about that. And next week we'll come back and try to take this a step further and get into more of the details of the day.
No.